Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army, and if it's your first stop by the channel, welcome to you as well. Hope you enjoy both drops that are coming your way today, as both of these will feature the Black Knight. And not just any Black Knight, this is going to be the Black Knight hero known as the Partisan. So this first drop is a conquest match on Viridian Bog. Now, as this drop unfolds, I've already helped capture Sigma and have followed my team. Now, most of them started to push up Echo 5, Delta 5, and I have started to go a little more to the right. And that's because if you look at the mini-map, the battle map in the center bottom, you'll see that I have a couple of units ahead of me, and that lead unit is not spotting any enemy resistance. And this opens up a world of possibilities. Can we push forward and take Epsilon, another cap point? Because right now the enemy has one additional cap point from us. Secondly, will it allow us to continue around and flank into the enemy? I'm not sure of any of these questions, but I'm going to go with them to add some fire support and maybe do some capping as well. Now we're starting to see some enemy activity, and it's closer to Fox 5 on the backside of Echo 5. So that means we are clear to proceed with capping this. Now we're starting to see some enemy activity, some enemy fire coming back in at us. I'm going to get some shots out, and then I am going to back off and hide behind the capture point itself, because I want to continue the cap. Remember, if you take damage, it stops the cap for 5 seconds. And you can see the capture zone went from blue to white because that enemy with the large laser hit me in the legs. So now I'm going to push out further to the right, just because I don't want to hold up my team's ability to cap. And I see another unit who has pushed forward, and he's being engaged as well. This is going to give me a little bit better angle on the enemy. They're out here somewhere, just can't get eyes on them. And my friendly unit out there, you can see he's got the cell signal bars. That means he's engaged with somebody with ECM out there. And look at that. Here we go. We've got two of the enemies spotted and marked on the map. Oh, and we're attracting some fire as well. But that's okay. At least now my team knows that there's two up on the high grounds that they need to be aware of. And I want to keep coming around here to the left. Unfortunately, right now, it looks like my team is losing the battle elsewhere on the map. The score is only 1-4. Continuing on in this direction gives me some opportunities. I can either push into a flank position on the enemy, or I can go for a cap. At this stage of the game, I'm looking to engage enemy targets. The Atlas, unfortunately, is on the other side. Oh, but here comes a Stalker, and we need to engage him up close and personal. So now it's going to turn into a slugfest. Thank goodness I'm in a Black Knight, and they tend to be pretty tanky. They also tend to be a little bit hot the way I'm running this build, but that's okay. We do the tactical shutdown and recover, just as the Stalker does a tactical shutdown that he doesn't recover from. He was cooking his insides left and right. So guys, there's one of those live by the override, die by the override. I'm going to go up into the high ground. Again, with this build, I want to start at kind of mid-range and slowly close the distance. I've got some longer range weapons in the form of the LB5 and the MRM. Well, those are kind of mid-range, but somewhere around 600-700 meters I can start engaging. It's going to be a bit splashy. Where it really come into my own is that if I can scrape some armor off as we close in, then I can bring all those medium lasers to bear, and this will lay down quite a bit of firepower. Now, coming around the crest of the hill to the left side, because that's probably where the enemy was going to be coming from. Yes, I managed to find like 3 of them down here. 2 are on the cap point, 1 just broke out to my left. But let's focus these guys on the cap point. I'm taking a lot of damage here, but I want to stay on focus with this Marauder. He's open all over the place. If I can just get some focused fire into those juicy components, we can take him down, and now I can deal with the little mechs who are running around. There's 2 of them back here. One is this little Locust, and he manages to get himself taken out, which is good for us. I've lost my left side, but I'm still going after... I thought the Marauder was dead. Did he just shut down? Well, okay, we'll stay on him. Now he's totally dead. And... wait, there's something else down here as well. It looks like a Sun Spider who is heavily damaged. Let's see if we can do some shots on him, and we get the kill to boot. So that chalks up a kill for the game. And if you look at the top of the screen, we have managed to turn this drop completely around from being down 3 or 4 kills to coming back very, very strong. And now it's just a question of hunting down the last remaining enemy mech. And there's the Atlas that I believe we saw earlier. So we're going to pile on some damage to him as well. I'm running super hot because I've lost half my mech, but that's okay. This game will come to a quick close, and that all we have to do now is turn some cap points back to our advantage, and that we're able to do. So switching over to the end screen on this particular drop, we wind up with our single kill on the Sun Spider, 7 assists, 572 damage done. Moving on to our next drop. This is a skirmish match on Polar Highlands, and I don't know how I'm going to top that first drop. We went from being behind on kills to making a huge comeback on kills to almost losing on cap points, but still pulling out the victory. What an emotional roller coaster. So let's get into this one to see what we can make happen on this as well. As I mentioned in the first drop, I want to start this one off at mid-range as far as my engagements, and that will allow me to bring the LB5 and the MRM-20 online. Now, I'm not going to do tons of focus damage. It's going to be more splash damage because it's MRM-20s and shotgun-style LB5. But as they close in, I can then switch over to my 6 medium lasers. So if I'm able to weaken armor as we're closing the distance, I'll be able to finish punching through it with those 6 medium lasers. Likewise, I can reverse the process as they're closing in, use the 6 medium lasers to weaken and or punch through armor, and then use the splash damage of the MRM-20 LB5 to go after open components and seek some crits on enemy mechs. So we'll see how this plays out. Right now we've got a couple of, well, cheeky mechs trying to push in. There's a Jenner just over the hill, and I think he's got somebody with him who is providing ECM. So I think there's at least 2 of them here on the backside, and they've got a UAV up. Well, the UAV is down, thank goodness, because that's no fun. Nobody likes to see you coming a mile away and set up for you. There's some other units off to my right in the low ground, and there is another enemy. That's an assault. That looked like maybe a Marauder 2 up on the hillside. Get a couple of shots out on him. This is kind of awkward. I can't fully engage the mechs below me because they're getting fire support from the one further back, and forget one further back, there's 2 further back. So this is rather an awkward position at the moment unless we can get some suppression fire on those support units, drive them back into cover. We really won't be able to peek at these guys. Look at that. That's a Shadow Cat. Yeah, we're gonna have a hard time taking on the 2 units that have closed in on us just because they're getting support. So now I'm taking fire from behind us somewhere. Another UAV is up. Tell you what, the skirmishers and scouts for the enemy team are being very, very aggressive, trying to push this. There's a hunchback, and he's pushing in as well. Things are about to kick off, I have a feeling. What started with 1 or 2 mechs just kind of poking around this left side has turned into, oh my goodness, and here comes an enemy assault. Not sure where he came from, but I need to add as much fire support and help out my friendly Fafnir as much as possible, and we are definitely riding that heat scale while we try to get some damage done and take some of the pressure off our Fafnir. We're getting lots of support. There's the tactical shutdown. No, that's not what I was going for, but it just happened because I was trying to do as much damage. Enemy is down, which is good. Here comes the Jenner running through, And there's at least 2 more pushing in as well. Going back up to the high ground, not only are those units pushing in, but they've got fire support in the form of a Kodiak. Oh, I don't know. He got a Kodiak, and he's fairly fresh, but now he's open center torso. Hopefully I can get some support fire myself. We were dancing. Can I get him? Can I get him? No! The enemy swarm me and take me out of the game. Well, that was a fun, messy brawl there at the end, and hopefully my team can bring this one home for a victory. Score is tied 4-4, and if you're enjoying this type of content and fun, messy brawls, why not give it a big thumbs up and a like? And if you want to join the Sleepless Nights Gaming Army, become part of the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content like this. This has been a messy fight in this drop, and it's a slugfest in the center. Score is currently 5-6. The enemy has pushed in and are swarming the couple of friendly units that are still in that area. The rest of the team looks like they have rotated away, but they're taking on the stragglers of the enemy team on the other side of the board. Score jumps up 6-9. Enemy looks like they're getting a firmer grasp on this. I'm not sure my team can bring this one home as a victory. Our Marauder is under pressure, heavy pressure. He's trying to get his damage out, but they've closed in and overrun him. There's some more that are after him. Score is 7-10. 2 friendlies left. Enemy UAV is still up. There, it looks like it's down, but it's only a matter of time before these 2 units probably are going to get focused and overrun themselves. So let's see if they can do some damage. Oh, and here comes that Hunchback and the Shadow Cat from before. They're focusing our Jenner, who has open CT. That left leg is ready to pop, and there is the kill shot. Now they're going to focus our last remaining friendly unit, who is the Nova, who is open left torso, and his back is open as well. He's just taking fire from every direction, and I think that's going to bring this one to an end. So switching over to the end screen on this one, we wind up with no kills in this defeat, but 4 assists, 630 damage done in our Black Knight Partisan.